There you got it. Even as well as this one. This one, it's a straightforward as the same as that question there. So this is how you will do this thing. Here we've got a common factor which is 9 there. You will take that common factor which is 9. You will divide by it all terms. Divide by the common factor there. So that thing, it's your common factor. 9 there, when you divide, cancel. But here there you use your calculator. Say 36 divided by 9. This is what you'll get there. You'll get 4. Meaning here you'll get plus 4x. Then what about the, if now it's 45 divided by 9. So here you'll get 5 there, which is minus by 5. So inside a bracket you are still able to factorize there. So this is what you will do there. You'll just say open, close, open, close. Here it's 9. There we got x2. And now let's find the factors of 5 there. So the factors of 5 that we have, guys, are only 1 and 5 there. Say 5 divided by 1, meaning here it's 1 and 5. Then what about 2? 2 you can't divide by 2. What about 3? You can't divide by 3. What about 4? You can't divide by 4. What about 5? Those are the repeating factor, which is 1 and 5. No need for you to write them. So if now you got a repeating factor, no need for you like to write them there. And you can't go above 5. You can't divide there by 6, because all those ones, they won't be factors, all of them. You can't go above that number there. So it simply says here we got only these factors. You write them here. Then you say bigger factor, take the sign of a middle term. Then when you see negative, they will have different sign there, which is this one. It's your final answer as a question. Do you see? Yeah. Then what about for this one here? Then for this one, guys, all the time when you factorize, you look for the common factor. A common factor there, it's 5. So this is how you will do there. You will take that number there, you will divide by it here, divide that number by it. That thing, it's your common factor. This number, they will cancel each other. But here when you divide, they say 20 there. Just press 20 divided by what? Divided by 5. Meaning that will get 4. Meaning this thing, it's 4p2 and q2 minus by 1. Do you see? Yeah. So it simply says now it will be 5 open and close, open and close. The reason why I say open and close, because here we got the what? Different of 2 squares there. These are the different of 2 squares. You are able to take the square root of this. You are able to take the square root of that. And at the same time, you are able to have the exponent there. So this is how you will do it, this thing. You will take the square root of p2, q2, and square root of 1. The square root of this thing, it will be 2 there. It will be 2pq and 2pq. And the square root of that one there, it's 1 and 1. Then you just say plus or minus, which is all of this thing there. It's your what? It's your final answer there. Because inside these brackets, there is nothing that you can do. You cannot take the square root of 2, and you cannot have those exponents there. This thing, guys, it's a straightforward question there. Here, all the time when you factorize, you look for the common factor. But if you can notice that here, we got x, we don't have x there. So we can't take that x as a what? As a common factor. What you should do here, since here we got 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I told you that if you got 4 terms, you apply grouping there. So there you will group these together, at the same time you will group that thing together. This is how, guys, you group there. So when you group there, you will take a common factor, so that you can have a common factor. So here, let me take the common factor. A common factor here, it's x there. But when I take the common factor of a base, I will take the base that has a small exponent, which is that one there. Here. That is the base that has a small exponent. Do you see? So it simply says that it's 4x open. So when I divide, the same thing, they cancel. But if they got different exponent will minus each other, meaning that those exponent will minus, I'll get 1 there. And same thing, they cancel, I'll only left with the invisible 1 there. 1. Do you see this thing? Yeah. So for this one there, a common factor there, it will just be -1 there. There you can just take negative as your common factor there. First of all, let me take this negative and put it here. And there I will divide by -1 both sides there. So this is what will happen there. That negative there, which is my common factor, I'll put it here there. Say open bracket. Meaning this will divide with this thing there. I think that. So this thing, it will be a negative there. That thing, it simply means that when you divide all of this thing there, those two things, they will give you what? Positive there. This is what you will get there. And when you divide all of this thing there you'll still get a what? Positive there, which is +1. Close like that. And both of these two things, they will multiply each other, by the way. Those two things, they will multiply each other. And when they multiply each other, they will just give you what? Positive there. Because when you multiply same sign, you should got positive there. Do you see? Yeah. So it simply means that this will divide there, and still here you got another common factor, which is this. It's a common factor. You can divide by that thing both sides. Divide by this thing here, at the same time divide by this thing here. So this one is my common factor. Open. So when I divide, same thing, they cancel. Here I'm left with 4. And say plus, same thing, they cancel. I'm left with 1 there. Do you see? So that one is your final answer there. And you can't say, guys, this is a difference of 2 squares. This thing, guys, it is not in this form there. It doesn't have negative. It got positive there. So it's not difference of 2 squares here. Even though you are able to have the exponent and you are able to take the square root. But this thing, it is not in the form of negative. So it simply means that this you cannot apply it there. So this one is your final answer. And the way you will get the marks here, you will get your 2 mark here, and then you'll get your 2 mark there. Which is, it can be 4 mark, or you'll get 1, meaning it's 2 mark there. So know, guys, how to factorize the trinomials. Actually, know how to factorize a grouping. This thing, it's a grouping, by the way. It's not trinomials there. Then what about for this one, which is this one? It's our last question of the video. You can even stop this video there and try to do it there to check yourself that will you manage to factorize this thing. So inside these brackets, guys, it's not difference of 2 squares. Difference of 2 squares, you should have negative there. Here we got positive. So that one, it's not difference of 2 squares. Even though we are able to have the exponent, but we cannot apply because of that positive. But here, this is what you should understand. All of these things and that, they represent difference of 2 squares there. Whereby here you got 2, and there you can have the exponent. And here we got negative there. So it means that I can take this thing inside the brackets as a difference of 2 squares there. 2. And here say squared 4a 2b 2. So it simply says that it's open, close, open, and close. When you take the square root of this, you will have that exponent there. It will be a2 plus b2 there. Even here it will be a2 plus b2. Then when you take the square root of this thing there, it will be 2ab, and here it's 2ab. Guys, I've got a small space there, which is here it's plus or minus there. But because I have a small space, so this is what I will do there. I'll just continue this thing from here. So this is what that thing you can write it there, which is this thing there. It's just 4 2 plus b2, and here it's 2 plus b2, which is here it's 2ab, and here it's 2ab. Then here I can say plus or minus. But now what you should understand is that here we can remove those brackets there. So when you remove those brackets, this is what will happen now, which is plus ba, and here it's a plus b2 minus ab. And this one, guys, it's not the final answer, by the way, because this thing, if this thing we write it in this form, you will notice something there. Take that to write it here, this one write it here, even as well as this one is this minus this. So here again now, this, all of this method here, all of this thing there, it is still trinomials. Here we got trinomials, even there we got trinomials there. So, and these trinomials, the way you will factorize them, you can just say open, and close. Now I'm only focusing here. That thing we got A, and then we got B. Do you see? So here what you will do there, you can take that sign, put it here by the way, and when you see positive, these two things, they will have the same sign, just like this there. Then even as well as this one, open, close, open, this thing it's A, which is B and B. Then when you see negative, you'll put negative there. When you see positive here, they should have the same sign like this. Meaning now as your final answer, you can leave your final answer like this there. This thing you can write it in this form if you want to. That one you can write it in this form. So meaning this one, it's your final answer. Some other question, they come tricky there. This thing, it can come as a 6-mark question there. 2 mark as your final answer, and 2 mark from factorizing trinomials. And also, where's another 2 mark? Where another 2 mark will come whereby you apply what difference of 2 squares. So question like these, take note about them. They can come as a 6-mark question there.